What's up YouTube? This is Jazz on Jazzy the Tech Freak TV. Welcome back guys to another video. This is a 4-week update on the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Yes YouTube, a 4-week update on the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Now just to quickly mention, you know, I absolutely love the phone. You can't go wrong with this guys, especially with the S20 range come out now, the Galaxy S20 4G version, the Galaxy S20 5G, Galaxy S20 plus 5G, and the Galaxy S20 Ultra, which is supposed to be the top dog. But if you guys are looking to get one of the newer models, I'd say hold on. If you've got the money and you want the latest and the greatest, go ahead, by all means, go and get it. But you can actually pick this up at a reduced price now, especially from CEX. I presume you can get it from under £1,000. But I will obviously put some prices up there in the description below and get you some links onto where you can get this phone cheap. Even carriers, I'd check out your carriers because they're probably doing it cheap now at the minute as well. Which is a reasonable time to go ahead and buy this. Also, keeping in mind the other handsets, devices, mobile smartphones you want to keep an eye on is Samsung, the S10 range, which was out last year in March, April, I believe, and this followed in August, September. So them are the other ones you want to look at: S10e, S10, S10 Plus. You can't go wrong with them phones, and those are going actually dirt cheap. I think Vodafone on pay monthly, 6 gig red plan, you get 6 gig. It's £42 a month and £29 upfront. So yes YouTube, that's something you may want to look at. EE are still selling them as well. If you want something similar to the screen size of the S20 Ultra, I'll suggest you go for the Samsung Galaxy S10 5G variant, where you get a 6-inch screen. The regular plus S10 Plus, you get a 6.4, and then the regular S10 is a 6.1, and then you've got your S10e, which is a 5.8-inch screen. Right, so that's something you may want to look at. But this phone, I mean, for the S Pen, you know, that's what Note is all about, and believe me or not, you cannot go wrong. You know, you can screen write. Most of you probably aware of that out there, but whoever's not aware out there of that, let me show you something. I'll just take my S Pen out. So you want to take a quick note, your screen's off, you pull it out, it's actually giving you instructions. So you tap on the screen and you can just go and write, and you can save that, and that actually saves into your Samsung Notes app, I believe. Let's quickly unlock this, and I'll go over a few things of what I've liked so far and a few things what I haven't liked. I think we'll go over the things I do like. I love the design and the ergonomics on this phone. It's a pretty big phone. If you look at the screen, it curves around the edges, but not as much. It doesn't protrude as much as when Samsung first released their Edge screens, which was, I think, from the S6 Edge range upwards, and they've always kept them since. If you're one of these who's not a fan on the curved screens, because you can get accidental touches, and sometimes you're trying to press something there and you don't press and you realize you're touching the edge, I'd recommend maybe go for the S20 range, because they got a flat screen. It's not protruding as much. They're coming away from that now, Samsung are. If you're looking for something not that expensive, then the one for you is with the 5.8-inch screen. I'd say look at the Galaxy S10e, which has got a totally flat screen. A few things, other things I like about this, I absolutely love the screen on this. It's got 1440p, Super AMOLED. It's not a Super AMOLED display this time, because it's less saturated. I think it's, don't quote me on this, I'd have to find out the term, what the abbreviation or what they call it. But the previous models, the S9, the Note 9, sorry, they up until that range, they had super saturated, Super AMOLED screens. But these are now less saturated, so they've got a different term for them. but I'll figure that out. And then I'll mention that to you guys. I haven't had no glitches. The only thing I do find is, after seeing a 90 hertz refresh rate screen like the OnePlus 7 Pro, that absolutely flies through things when you're coming out of things, when you're going into things. It absolutely flies. This does as well, but still 60 hertz. You know, once you go to 90 hertz, 120 hertz, you cannot go back. So that's one big major thing I should stress. The other thing I find is, what I also love is, as I said, it hasn't had no glitches, but you know, 128 to 90 hertz refresh screen rate is a most welcome. You know, it flies through things. You know, I just absolutely love the handset. I've had to sign some e-documents to do with a couple of projects, and this actually let me do it. At first I was a bit skeptical about using the S Pen and sign an e-document, but it was easy to figure out. What I also love about this is the big main advantage of the Note phones and Samsung phones in general. You have an option called DeX, which is by Samsung, and you know, before it was, you had to sit in a dock with the first abbreviations of the phones. The Note 9 alliteration, you had to sit that. Always with the Note 8, you had to sit that in a dock. Then the Note 9 was the cable. I believe you just attach a cable from here direct to your monitor, and it's the same concept with this. And this acts as your trackpad, and whatever's on your phone screen will come up as a desktop on your desktop screen. So basically, that's something to keep in mind for all you workers out there, for all you document creators, all you data input, data entry inputters, etc. What else do I love about this phone? I love the One UI 2. You know, you scroll it down and it comes down halfway, but then you scroll it down again and it comes right to the bottom, which absolutely helps with one-handed mode. You do have that option, however, in here as well, I believe, but we'll go over that in later on, or maybe in another update. So I absolutely love that. I love the clean up of the icons as well in the notification bar. Samsung have come a long way from Samsung UI, and I think it was TouchWiz, and they've cleaned their phones up a lot, and you know, they're quite fast and smoother. Another thing to note, guys, is something strange. This might not be important, but it's important to me. When I swipe right and go into my Bixby daily routine or whatever, and updates that gives you, and just keeps track of your notifications, etc., I find on this one it kicks in straight away, which is beautiful, and that's how it should be implemented, the way Google Now is. However, I mean, a lot of people would not use that. They rather prefer to have the Google Now, which I do as well. But I thought, hey, you know, why not give Bixby Now a go? On the S20 Ultra, I find, which I'll be doing an unboxing and an update on soon as well, I find when you swipe to the right to access that page, you have an internet icon as if it's connecting to the internet, and then the page will kick in or refresh first and then load up fully, which I do not understand. So the way the implementation is on the S20 Ultra is completely different. But you know, if you're not one of these consumers who haven't got a Samsung phone, or who've never ever used a Samsung phone in their life, I'll definitely suggest now is the time to get on board and give it a try, because it's absolutely wonderful. The Android world, it's beautiful. I'm not saying the Apple ecosystem is not a wonderful world. It is, but I prefer the Note, Samsung, Android. You have got a desktop for your apps, so you can scroll to the side. If you don't like Samsung's One UI 2, you can download Nova Launcher and just set up the phone you would like to, your home page, your icons, how many icons you like on the home screen. I'll actually go back to the home screen and let's go through some of the home settings. So if you push down and you go to, you've got wallpapers. Let's just go through all the wallpapers. So that's what I've got at the minute on the lock screen and the home screen. You've got my wallpapers. Okay, so you've got quite a few. You've got Galaxy Pics. A few of these I've actually downloaded, but I'm not familiar which ones I can't actually remember. So I'll just go through them. You've got your video. So you've got quite a few here. And you can actually go to downloaded ones. Yep, so multi-pack Galaxy Pix is one of the ones I've downloaded. So you can actually customize your phone however you want it to be. So let's go back again. So I now want to take you to the themes. Samsung has quite a lot of themes. So you got your benefits. So let's just zoom into that. So you've got your benefit, new, brand, top picks and hot deals. So you can scroll through that and have a look. You've got recommendations for yourselves. So you got recommendation apps. What I've noticed is Samsung tend to cut down on their free apps. So majority of them you have to now buy, but they do, however, still do some offers and that. You've got your top themes of the day. You've got your dream work themes. You got your must-have themes. See what else we got here. You got your editor's picks. Okay, and at the bottom you got your themes, wallpapers, icons, and AODs, so you can customize them as well. Okay, I'll go in them in a second. Okay, so you got new hot themes. You got steady selling themes. This week's deals. Okay, so let's start off with AOD. So if you look in there, you have got some wallpapers and icons. Zoom back out of that, which will cater for all and all ages. So you got your AODs that's always on display when your screen's off. So if you have a look through, so you've got, my bad, so you have actually got your DreamWorks AOD. You got your must-have, you got your editor's pick, you got your new hot AOD, you got your movie and TV, you got your steady selling AOD, top grossing paid AOD, beach, popular free AODs. Let's go into icons. Icons as well, you've got quite a lot. You've got must-have icons. So let's just have a quick look at that one, just to give you a rough idea. Okay. So you have a lot. You've got editor's pick, new hot icons, top grossing icons, movies and TV, steady selling icons, flower, square, and popular free icons. Okay, and that's your wallpapers, which we've already went through. You've got your top as well. Okay, so can you see you've got some free ones in there? But I'd highly recommend, you know what, Samsung is absolutely wonderful with what they offer in the package and in the device as overall. That's why they're so expensive. To be honest with you, if you had asked me 4 or 5 years back, I still used to buy them from 2016 onwards, from as soon as the S6, well, from the S1, S2 onwards. I probably would have been a lot reluctant and thought about it before buying it, but now if you used to come to me and say to me, you know what, would you want to buy this Samsung, I'd definitely buy it 100%, man, because they are getting much better. So let's come back out of that. Let's go into your widgets. This is one thing that is absolutely phenomenal about Android phones, and you cannot go wrong. All you content consumers out there, all you tech freaks out there, you know, you cannot go wrong because widgets are ideal for shortcuts. Apple does towards the left, where you're towards, when you scroll right towards your left, where you've got the Bixby Now page. So if I go to there and I'll just quickly show you what I'm on about. So that's where it would be, but then you got your widgets stacked underneath, but then they're still not organized. I want my widgets on my home screen where I can just quickly see them and access them straight away. So if you go, hold down again, touch your widgets, just quickly go through the widgets. You've got AOA, you've got Amazon Alexa, you've got antivirus, Amazon Music, Apple Music, Aptoid Search. You got your usual stuff. So whatever apps you download, most of them would have widgets with them, and some of them come with no widgets. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're looking for a certain widget for a certain app. You got your Bixby routines, calendar, Chrome, clock. You got your contacts, device care, drive, Dropbox folder, email, Evernote, Filming Garnet. So you know, you get the gist, YouTube. So what you do is, so if you want one of them, say for example I want the Netflix, you open it up. You've got two sizes there. You got 5x5, 3x2. And they're actually different. So if you look, that gives you slightly more information and that doesn't. So if I want to select that one, bring it down to the home screen. Actually, I've taken the next page, and you just drag and you drop, and there you go, and that's your Netflix shortcut. Now you can actually adjust the size, so if I want it just there, about there, I think that's reasonable, because you still can get the content in, but you're not taking too much of the home screen. Then you just touch the button again, and it sets it, and that's your widget. So once you tap on it, that should take you into Netflix, which is absolutely awesome. What else can I say I love about this? I love the optimization shortcut. From here you can quickly go into your from here you can quickly go into your battery, so you can check your battery usage. Okay, and that will tell you how you charge. As you can see, the analytic bars have changed. It's completely different to I think it was the one UI where it was different layout. I can't remember actually what kind of layout it was. So you've got that there, and you can even go to your storage. You can just quickly clean up whatever you need to clean up. Come out of that, you've got your memory. That's just checking your memory for you, and you can clean now. So clean now 1 gig, which I'll do. Okay, so let that clean up. What else can I say? There's a lot of phones out there, and you know, these days you get a lot of mid-range budget phones as well, but even they're getting better as well. So take a look at the 1.7 Pro. You cannot go wrong with that. But on one of these, if you want all the features and the benefits, and if you don't use all the features in the handsets, all the benefits, this still always a must to have, and it's a bonus, because you can say your handset's future proofed. Every other OEMs probably add them benefits and features 1 by 1, 2 by 2, every integration every year as an update. But Samsung give you everything there and then just add new stuff on top. That is now cleaned, so you can come back out of that. You got your memory, you got your security, so you can scan your phone. Okay, and that will scan it, which is another awesome feature as well. What I also love about this as well, for all you people out there, your personal private people out there, you have something called a secure folder, where you can save all. Let's go into the Samsung folder. You have a secure folder, so let's find that. Let's actually go in here and see if it's actually a physical app, or it's a bit that's built on. There it is, it's an actual app. So if I locate the app, I'll drag it down to my Samsung folder, because I need to keep that in there anyway. So you go to Samsung folder. I've got a pattern or a pin. I've got a pin set up. So you got fingerprints added. So you go to next. So you go to next. Okay, that's now set up for me. So you got your gallery, you got your calendar, contacts, camera, pictures, internet, my files, and Samsung Notes. So if you got any private stuff you would like to save, I highly recommend that YouTube. You know, guys, you can just put all your shit in there, excuse my language. Any private stuff that you don't want your friends or your colleagues to see, who sometimes play around with your phone or play games on there. You've got add files, so you can add your files, images, videos, audio, documents, and my files. Coming out of that, you know, that's another feature I absolutely love. What I was going to say, you've got the Galaxy Store, which we've already gone through, but it's feature packed. You know, you've got a lot of stuff in there to buy, and customizing stuff. If you go onto the menu option, you got my apps, you got updates available, downloading, wish list, promotions, vouchers and gift deals, reviews, receipts, credit card and notices. So all your basic stuff on Samsung. But if we go on your Samsung phone, so if we go back into Galaxy Store, if you look at the bottom YouTube, you got your games. You can buy your games from there, download. But I tend to use Play Store as my first option. You got your gallery, my gallery, and you got your watch. Because as you all know, I did an unboxing of the Galaxy Watch 2-3 weeks ago, and I'm now actually using that in sync with my Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus 5G model. I went for the 5G variant to future-proof it. I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there saying you don't really need that. You know, it's a bit slow. It drains battery. You haven't got the speeds there. It's limited. But for me, even though I'm not using it, having that option there is very viable and vital. Because when it does start rolling out, a lot of these networks don't keep you updated of what areas have 5G have been pushed out or rolled out, even if it's got the little corners in that area. But they don't push out updates or any notices. So whereas if I've got the 5G ready, I know I can just latch onto that and use it. Battery life is now getting much better for me. You know, I just absolutely love it. It gets me through a day and a half if I'm good, and I'm lightly using it 2 days. But I think I was having an initial problem with it because of the 5G connectivity, but I find now that settled down. It doesn't tend to connect to 5G and jump a lot from 5G to 4G anymore. It'll connect onto 5G once in the day from my bedroom, and then jump back onto 4G and remain on 4G, which is absolutely wonderful. The network I'm using it with is Vodafone UK, which I find at the minute is the only best networks. Vodafone and O2, but Vodafone leading from O2 is because of the low frequency spectrums and their network. However, it's not ideal for the speed of your internet, but it gets the job done. I find it tends to be more better and faster in the evenings and nighttime because there's not many users on the Vodafone network using so much data, or hungry data users out there. Let's go through a bit of the settings as well, because I believe we did go through that quickly on my unboxing, I believe. Software update. I'm on actually the latest update. The last update was installed on, if you can see that, on 11th of March 2020 at 6:19. So I'm going to check on here now. I last check 11th of March. I'm going to check again. There's a software update. Samsung is actually getting really better. There you go, guys. I've got another software update. I'll quickly do that while we talk about the phone. Samsung is actually getting really better at their software updates. Okay, this one, version N9768BXX3SBTC1. And its size is 147.3 megabytes. Security patch level 1st March 2020. The security patch of your device has been improved. Okay, and it's a software update can include, but it's not device stability improvements, bug fixes, etc. So I'm going to install that now. They're actually getting better on their software updates on the security patches side. However, they're getting a bit better on the Android side, but I would like to see the latest Android updates pushed out faster. So Samsung, come on, man. You guys have been making handsets for a very long time. So let's get this sorted out with and this problem dealt with. The color, absolutely phenomenal. You know, you have to give that a clean. I've still got the sticker on the back because if I do ever want to sell this, which I'm trying not to, I'm going to hold on to this sucker and keep this throughout the duration. And hopefully when the Note 20 comes out, I'll decide whether I want to upgrade or actually keep this for another year. I've only actually had this not that long, so 2, 3, 4 weeks, and you know what, I absolutely love it. As I said, I've got the S20 Ultra coming up. One more thing I find about this, what I love is it's the wireless charging and the reverse wireless charging. So if you've got, once it's the software updates has been completed, I'll go through that with you as well. So it's a feature in the settings or accessibility, one of them in the battery settings. Actually, you switch that on. So say for example you got a friend or colleague who wants to charge their phone, switch it on, turn your phone upside down, and you literally just put your phone on top and it starts charging the phone. I wouldn't say it's a bit of a gimmick. Well, to start off with, when it first launched in the S10 series, it was a bit of a gimmick because it wasn't that fast, and you can't get someone else's phone up to 100% because obviously you drain all your battery out as well. Considering this has got a 4,200 milliamp battery, I believe, or a 4,300 milliamp battery, it does come in handy. Reverse wireless charging comes in handy, I would say, for small things like your Galaxy Watch, your AirPod Buds, your Galaxy Buds, etc. Just small things. And if you just want to top up for emergency 5% to 10%, it will roughly get you that by the end of the evening. If you go out for dinner with your friends or whatever and you find your friend's battery's low, just drop it on there. That should get them about 10-15% within about an hour or something like that. Nothing too fast, I'm afraid, YouTube, but that will get the job done. So that's another that's handy. That feature was actually brought out by Huawei on the P30 Pro, I believe, and it's continued. The Samsung's copying, and other OEMs will probably follow, I'm hoping. I think what else do I like? I love the implementation of the punch hole in the middle. It is still quite big, I believe, to the S20 Ultra range. Those are much smaller, but it's still better than the pill implementation that was implemented on the S10 range. Some of you guys might like the pill and might not mind it. However, there is something to note with the pill in the corner and the punch hole in the corner on the S10 range. The good thing about that was it was tucked away in the corner, so majority of the time you wouldn't view that corner, and if you did, you could always flick it around and it would come in the bottom corner. But this actually stays in the middle. But once you get used to the handset, you don't hardly notice it, to be honest with you. The screen's that big, majority of the time you're not even looking over there. That's what I find, but I absolutely love that implementation. The other thing I noticed was what I love was, because these new handsets that came out from the S10e range, they've got no notification icons, notification dots, so you haven't got no notification blink at the top. It was unfortunately just the edge that used to light up like the OnePlus 7 Pro, but then they brought out, I think it was a couple of apps, Good Luck app, which you can access a certain feature in there, which actually runs around this. Now it's like a ring, a color ring, so it will light up and run around it, and it's like a pulse light, and that tells you you've got a notification, which is absolutely phenomenal. And that was brought in 2 months after releasing the S10 range, the S10e, S10, S10 Plus. Samsung is getting better and better, and it's still leading. As you can tell, you've got the Samsung Z Flip phone out there now as well, which I'll try and get my hands on and do an unboxing on, as well as the Motorola Razr Flip. Those handsets are something I'm looking at and I'm feeling them, and it's something that I might get and I might carry on me as daily drivers, because the compactism of those phones are being able to fold it from a phone to a portable phone. I did have a look at the Samsung Fold, and I'm looking at the Huawei, is it the Mate X, the foldable tablets, but I might just get bored of them, because if you want a tablet, that's a compact form, and then you can open it into a tablet. That's something useful as well. If you want a mobile phone, like a smartphone, but foldable into a compact phone, that's absolutely welcoming as well. So there are a lot of technology out there, new tech's coming out, and Samsung is absolutely phenomenal. I do apologize, I shouldn't have done that update at the minute, but I thought, why not while I'm talking to you guys. The camera, it's got a triple setup, which I'll go through either in this video or in the next video in depth, because I want to just concentrate on the camera and talk more about the camera and not about the phone. So in fact, actually, I think I might do that in the next update and just talk about the cameras and the setup. I believe they've got a TOF, a time of flight camera as well. So we go over that as well. But I do like the setup. For some reason, I don't know, I don't like it in the middle, because it looks off to me. It looks messy for some reason. I don't know why. That looks more tidy in the corner, and the protruding lens is not protruding that much, which I absolutely love. Samsung is good at implementing things like that. But however, keep in mind the S20 range, the S20, the regular one, the S20 Plus, the camera module is not protruding much, but it's more wider, a bit like the Apple implementation and the Google Pixel 4. So, and then the Ultra is quite big, so that's something to keep in mind if you're looking at them handsets, but you don't like protruding camera modules. This is fine. With the case on, you find it doesn't actually, you can't feel it, doesn't pop up, and it's flush when you put it on the thingy. It's not interfering. The update's now done, so let's unlock this phone and let's go over a few more things what I like, and then unfortunately we'll go over the things I do not like. There's a few, I'm hoping there's only a few, but let's go ahead and let's go over those, and you guys be a judge of that, and leave any comments down below of what you guys think of my dislikes, if you agree or disagree. I'm just waiting up for it to boot up fully. I hope I haven't got a bit of a glitch there. Well, it looks like I have. So if you give it a couple of minutes, okay, that's rectified the mistake. Let it fully load up. Okay, just a quick note, the guys, as well. I just want to say, obviously, we're still going through that awful time, bad times with this coronavirus going on. So, you know, what can I say? I do advise you guys just to be considerate. Think about others, think about the elderly, look after your elders, look after the young ones. Keep your distance. The UK distancing rule, keep that, apply to that rule. You're going to find a lot of people who do not apply to that rule. You're trying to keep your distance, but they're trying to come forward. So guys, let's not do that, please, because at the end of the day, it's about life and death. So all you guys out there, YouTubers, all you tech freaks out there, you know, who's out and about today, every day, who's going out, who have to go to work, all the key workers out there, please keep your distances. Wherever, wear your gloves, wear your face masks, wherever. You have to do that. Please do it. It's very, very serious. Wash your hands every time you wash your hands, up to 20 seconds per hand wash. Keep washing your hands for 20 seconds. Keep scrubbing, put your hand wash on, etc. Scrubbing for 20 seconds and then rinse. Never touch your face. If you wash your hands, by all means, you know, you probably can touch your face, but I would not. I'd still advise it. Any door handles, clean them down. So whatever you can do, just do your bit, and let's stay safe. So you got your apps drawer, which Samsung has always implemented. I've got the 256 gig model, and I've got a lot of memory left. I haven't stored that much stuff. So let's go into my memory and quickly see. So storage, I've actually used 59.2 gig. Out of 256 gig, I've got 196.8 gig available. So you know what, guys, you'll be even 128 gig, you can get away with that. But the Note 10 Plus, Note 10 5G Plus, and I believe the Note 10 Plus comes with 256 gig anyway variant. You have now a couple of other models. Obviously, you've got the Plus. You've got the regular Note 10, you've got the 4G variant, you've got the 5G variants. You now also have a Note 10 Lite, guys, which I advise you to go out and check out as well. Because if you just want the phone for the S Pen, but you don't really care too much about the top-notch functionality of the rest of the phone. Keeping in mind, though, I love the boxy feeling of this. You know, it does tend to dig into your hands, but I still love the boxy feeling. Look how thin that phone is. Absolutely thin. Every other phone I'm holding now, they're getting thicker now because of the battery. But Samsung, well done for the 4200 milliamp battery, considering the Note 7 was it, the battery gate exploding battery we had. You know what? Hats off to you guys. It's absolutely beautiful. You cannot go wrong. Whereas the Note 10 Lite, what I was going to mention was it's more rounded, so the design is more going towards the S20 range. They're just giving you a feel of the shape and all that early. But you know, go out and check out that. You can get that cheap, but it's not splash proof, it's not dust resistant, it hasn't got a glass back, it's got a glass plastic, it's half plastic half glass or something molded together and makes the back glass. So go ahead and check out that, guys. But for me, that's something, to me, I still feel it's a low-end budget phone. You know, you can't compete, because if you do want something near enough to this but not the top dog, I would still recommend go for the standard Note 10, because you still get all the features and the benefits, and you get the water resistant and the dust proof on there as well. What I do not like about this is, I mean, I've just sort of glitched there, so, you know, my bad. What I do not like about this is, and that's just after doing the software update, so I do apologize, YouTube, but what I do, Samsung, come on, man. What I do like about this, well, what I don't like about this is the animations. And I know you can reduce them, go into develop options, and you can reduce the animations and switch them off. I've actually reduced the animations, but I still find what I do not like, OnePlus 7 Pro, I don't know how you guys do it. When you go to take a screenshot, for example, the animation on that screenshot takes ages for it to revert back to standard. Like, that will pop up. And, you know, someone might not want them options. Someone might just want to be able to just quickly take screenshots. Imagine you're watching a video and there's a certain clip, a screenshot of a clip you want in that video. You take it and then there's another one, and there's only a split second gap between each one. By the time this reverts to the standard mode in order for you to take another screenshot, that clip's gone. With the OnePlus 7 Pro, it's instant. You don't get no animation pop-ups and nothing like that. So that's something I think Samsung could work on. And I know it's probably just the way of the implementation or the animations. You know, everyone wants a bit of fun animation on their phones or something, whatever they're interacting with. but come on, Samsung, I think that's a bit too much. What I also find as well is this original button was remapped to Bixby. I remapped it to power off, restart and emergency mode, but since I've done that, I now found, let's see if this works, or is it just me? I cannot take a screenshot now. So with your volume down and your power button, I cannot take a screenshot. Okay, oh, okay, so you just gotta tap it. Okay, oh, my bad, YouTube. I was actually pressing it and holding it down. So I presume that's how the implementation used to be before, but maybe it's me. My bad, Jazzy the Fool, Tech Freak TV. My bad, sorry about that, man. Okay, so that's one thing, okay, but I'm glad I figured that out. Anyone out there who's got a Note 10 Plus, if you guys have come across any features, new features that I don't know about, or some hidden features and hidden benefits, let me know. Drop it in the comments below, and we'll have a little discussion on this phone. I love scrolling. I love scrolling with this. I love just holding it. You know, it's like, how can I explain it? It's like having a small futuristic TV in your hand. That's how I would put it. Your content on there, because it's not a widescreen content, it's not by 21:9. You've got the full boxy screen on there, and which I absolutely love. And content viewing, watching movies on there is absolutely phenomenal. You cannot go wrong. What else have I missed? We've gone over this. You can set your toggles, so you can go into there and you can correct your button order, so you can move them around. You can reset it. Quick panel layout, so shot brightness on top. So when you scroll down, the brightness is on top now, whereas before it used to be here at the bottom somewhere. So that's something handy. Let's go back into settings. I've got my dark mode on. Okay, your display, let's go back into your display. You've got a blue light filter here as well, which you can use. I've got adaptive brightness on, so that actually helps with your brightness, automatic brightness. Screen mode, I've got it in natural, but I might turn that to vivid. Actually, I did have that in vivid. Right, I'll keep that on vivid. Okay, so you've got your dark mode on, which is this bit. So if I turn that on, off, there you go, you've got a white screen now. I prefer dark mode because, as you guys all know, AMOLED screens basically create burnings because each individual pixels have to light up. But if you got a black wallpaper, then pixels do not have to light up. So at the moment in this time, you've got just these blue pixels lighting up, not the black area, and the white area pixels lighting up. You've got your screen zoom, screen resolution. I've got on 3040 by 1440, that's 2K. You've got your full screen apps. I've selected most of them to on because when I want to be using them apps or interacting with them apps, I want them in full screen mode. I want to be able to take advantage of the full real estate of the screen. So that's something you can do. Screen timeout, I tend to have on not 5 minutes, it should be at 30 seconds because of your screen burning, so you don't want that on 5 minutes. However, you can have it on 5 minutes if you're one of these people who always actually will just turn it off manually yourself. So that's something you can have on or off. I've actually put that onto 30 seconds. You've got your edge screen, which is the edge lighting. I've got that switched on, so your edges light up. You've got your navigation bar. So this is the original old toggles, your navigation buttons. I don't use those. I use the full screen gestures, but I've turned my gesture hints off because it gives you little gestures here at the bottom. And then I've show button to hide keyboard. I've got that on the bottom as well. Block gestures with S Pen. And also what I've done is I've gone into more options. I've gone swipe from the sides. Allow back gesture on keyboard. Okay, so you can swipe from the sides to come out of things like that, which I find is absolutely phenomenal. So you can swipe from sides and bottom. This one lets you just swipe from the bottom, so you're up, middle, and them normal regular gestures. But I tend to enjoy these gestures. You've got your back gesture sensitivity. I've just left it on the factory mode, the way it was. Okay, so what else have we got? Your notifications. You got a show snooze option, so you can snooze your notifications, suggest actions and replies, do not disturb. I've actually got that scheduled, so that for me will come on tonight every day 9 o'clock and switch off at 7 in the morning every morning. Okay, so you've got your do not disturb status bar. I have got it to show my 3 most recent notifications, not all of them, because I only want the 3 most recent ones. Okay, you can scroll through them manually afterwards. Also, what I love about Samsung now is since they had the One UI, they always give you hints and tips at the bottom, so they give you something else what you could be looking for, and it's easier to find it this way than manually going through all the settings and options yourself. So like, say for example, I want smart pop-up view, it'll take you straight into there. Okay, yeah, smart pop-up view. While we're in this menu, I'll just quickly mention this. You know how normally you'll have a notification, it will pop up from the top and then it'll disappear. This actually a bubble pops up on the screen to tell you you've got a notification from Kick. You then have to grab it and drag it and swipe it off into the X and it clears it. That's something that I find is a bit annoying and it's irritating because it will stay there then. And if someone sees your phone and it's just floating around on your, you know, if you've got private stuff going on, you don't want anyone to see that. Also, I have all those off, but it's something you guys might want on. Bixby routines I keep on because it's very, very handy. It keeps you like up to date with your daily routines, any notes, any reminders. Link to Windows. Samsung have now partnered with Windows. So on your desktop, when we was talking about Bixby desktop decks, when you attach this to your desktop screen and you use it as a desktop, you actually can link this to Windows and you've got all your Windows software on there or something like that, which I'll go into more detail once I've got confirmation of all the details on that, but I will turn that on. So it says link your PC, phone and PC. Okay, so that you can link to your PC, so you can send messages direct from your PC, etc. So select start and open your phone. Follow instructions, sign in with Jasmine to finish linking your devices. So you continue, check for your PC, you check for your PC. We're checking one more thing on your PC before we ask for your final permission. Okay, so that is something that's really, really handy for you office workers out there, for you business minded people out there as well. I know this video is a bit long-winded YouTube, but I want to be able to go over the phones and give you some great content and not just quickly rush through over the handsets and go on to a next unboxing. So I'm going to be giving you regular updates on this handset now for maybe up to a year or even the whole of the lifespan of the handset. I'll be doing that with every other single handset from now on and future handsets that I unbox. I'm one of these tech freaks. The reason they call me Jazzy the Tech Freak is because I'm one of these tech freaks. I can have up to 6 daily drivers at once. You know, and I know a lot of you guys are thinking out there, no way, that's bullshit. Nah, he can't handle that. Trust me, I can, because I'm always using my handset simultaneously all day, and I've got handsets assigned for each things. Like example, I'll have one handset assigned for my media and my entertainment and my movies. I'll have one handset, for example, the Note 10 Plus, for my office work. Any work I gotta do, any media I want to watch in full blown screen, I'll use this. If I've got a Google Pixel 4, I'll use that obviously because the updates are fast, security is brilliant on the face unlock feature, you know, things like that. So I'll always assign my handsets according to, hey, what can I use this with? What can I use this more for? What will this be better for using this for work, personal music, etc. Things like that. Your Xperias are good for your music. You've got a DAC in there, they're good for your movies, especially the latest iterations that are coming out of the devices. That's taking a bit of time, YouTube, so we won't go through that. I'll try and figure that out and maybe set that up for you guys. So you've got that as well. Link to Windows. So if you come back out of that, my bad. Okay. you know, just loading up stuff generally is quite fast. You know, you go into stuff, you do still see, as I said, a bit of glitchiness, but that's due to not the phone glitching, that's just due to the 60 hertz refresh rate screen. I'm used to the 90 hertz and the 120 now, like on the Google 90 hertz on the Google Pixel XL. Was it 120 on the S20 Ultra, which I'll be doing an unboxing, and we'll check out the screen. Absolutely love the screen real estate on here. You know, you know, it's fast at opening apps, coming out of them. Swipe up is good. You know, closing all apps is quite instant. That only one bug thing I said was a screenshot, which I didn't like. What else I love is, you know, as per usual, the edge screen shortcuts, which are absolutely phenomenal. You know, you cannot go wrong. I haven't finished setting these up yet, but once I set them up, I'll actually go through them and tell you which ones I use more and how handy it is and how you can go about using this. But you can actually download more. So these are the ones where you can drag across and have them in your edge panels. But if I come back out of that, I believe you can download more. So let's go to the Galaxy Store. Let's go back into that. Let's go into the settings. Yeah, so there's your Galaxy Store for your edge shortcuts. Okay, and I have edge panels, so I've got that switched on, and you can actually move your handle settings as well. So you know the actual handle that's here, you can actually adjust that. So if you see this handle here, my bad, let's zoom in. Can you see your handle there? That's your toggle to swipe out the edge panel. So you can actually adjust that. There you go. Can you see that? You can actually adjust that. Then you can lock the handle position. But I will bring that back down a bit. I think it was about there. And I'll lock that. You can actually change the colors on your handle as well. You can have the handle on the left or the right. You can change the style, the colors. Okay, but I'm keeping like that. Your transparency, you can have low or high. Your size, small or high, large. Vibrate when handle is touched. So when you touch the handle, it vibrates, which is quite good. What else can we go over? So you got your edge lighting, and that tells you about your edge screen. We've got version 5.0.40, the latest version, which is good as well. What else can we go over? Your display, your biometrics and security. Now, I haven't totally got a problem with the biometrics and security, but I still believe the implementation on the S9 with your eye scanner, or whatever it was called, I can't remember the term they used. It was much better where they had the 3D scanners, eye scanners in there. So you lift it up, it was more secure, and plus it unlocked fast as well. This in the dark tends to sometimes not unlock the majority of the time due to the lighting. Sometimes I can get it unlocked, but not all the time. So keeping in mind, I would advise you guys to use the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor as a backup, because that's more secure. But however, there was an ongoing issue with the unlocking fingerprint scanners on the S10s. Apparently, whenever someone took the pre-installed screen protector off and put their own another one on, a third-party one on, anyone could unlock the phone with their fingerprint. Anyone, and I'm hoping that's rectified by now. However, I have not tried that, so I definitely recommend have both of them on. As a third backup, use your PIN. That's a must. Use your PIN or a pattern. If the fingerprint side is playing up, ultrasonic fingerprint side is playing up for you, use your PIN. But you've got 3 options there to unlock your handset. You know, you've got your biometrics, which is your preference screen transition effect. So it shows transition effect when you biometrics to unlock your phone. So once it unlocks, it shows you like a transition effect, and then it goes to your home screen. There's 2 ways you can actually unlock this. Let me just show you an example. There's one way when you unlock it with your face, it doesn't go straight to your home screen. You have to swipe up. That's the implementation I prefer, and I've got it set to that. I tell you why. Imagine now, for example, You just want to quickly see what's on your home screen if you've got a notification or whatever. Considering you've got always on display anyway, if you're one of these who don't have that on, you tap your screen, it unlocks. You don't want it going to your notifications or any private content on there. So let's do it again. You double tap, unlock your screen, and it stays like that. So you can just see what you want to see, and then you can lock it again. You've got no private content that's showing up. So anyone sitting next to you, your friends or family members, cannot actually see what's going on. That's something I would turn on and use it that way, not use the implementation where you unlock and it goes straight to the home screen, because you don't want that. If I can find that option for the next video, I will show you that, so you've got a rough idea of what I mean. It will actually do. You got your always on display, which what I love is you can actually have just the details on the always on display. You can have face widgets on there, which today's schedule, next alarm, weather, music, Bixby routine show, always on display. I've got it on to always show it. I've got contact information, so when it's locked and you double tap, it will show you Jazzy the Tech Freak TV. So that's a good implementation as well. To have notifications on, shortcuts is on. What else have we missed? Okay, so you've got your privacy, so you got your normal receive marketing, provision manager, accessibility, autofill service, Google local history, activity controls, and general management. So there is a lot going on. So you need general management. You got language and input, date and time, contacts and reset. What I advise is generally with Android phones anyway, because you tend to find they get a bit glitchy and freeze up on that. Always reboot your handset probably twice a week, I'd advise. Manufacturers recommend, Android recommends you factory reset your phone once or twice a month, but that's something I cannot do, because for my life it is a headache of getting everything back on your phones. And you can imagine if you've got so many phones out there, it's something that it's doable, but it's a lot of time consuming. It's one of those things. So in your themes, we've been over the themes, as we went over that. You've been over your icons. What else can I say about this phone apart from it's a beast? It is an absolute beast. This phone, if this phone could last a lifetime, I'd have this phone for the rest of my life. That's what I truly believe. Because it's the thickness. If you just look at the thickness of the phone as well, you can't feel the thickness. And considering they got a 4200 mAh battery in there, I don't know how they done it, Samsung, but you done it. And just the color, just the design language, just the hardware, it's absolutely a must. Headphone jack, okay, you know what, Samsung, I wish you do bring it back. Here in the grapevine, Xperia is bringing it back to the Xperia 1 Mark II. So Samsung, that's saying something, so bring that back. For your music side of things, you've got Dolby Atmos. So let's find that for you, which is a great iteration. You got 3 settings: auto, which optimizes it automatically, considering if you're watching a movie, music or voice. You got movie, you got music, and you got voice. I have you on auto. I'm going to play you how that quickly sounds, but before I quickly do that, you've got an equalizer, which I keep on rock, so which is quite good as well. You've got Dolby Atmos for gaming, which is phenomenal, because when you're gaming and you listen to the Dolby Atmos, you're blown away. You've got an upscaler that actually kicks in, and the options open up when you put your headphones in or you connect to Bluetooth, my bad in this case, or your dongle. Adapt sound is something you can configure according to your age and your ears, so that will give you a nice balance of sound according to each ear. Your left ear might be you might be able to hear less in your left ear than your right, so that will balance things out for you there. You can add a personal profile as well, so according to your own settings. So that's something good. So I'll quickly show you how this sounds, the speakers. Don't know if you have be able to hear it greatly through thingy, but let's just quickly find. Okay, so let's just quickly go into this. Let's just play that.
You should check out
full. Skip that. So don't have to hear that. Okay, keep it louder. Let's 40 a bit. So there you have it. It does sound quite nice, actually, to be honest with you. I love the sound coming out from the bottom speaker. The top, you can just about see there's a little speaker hidden there, but what Samsung cleverly done was, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but this is what I believe when I go to listen to it. They've actually got another speaker on top. So if you can see that, that's not your mic, that's another speaker. That's your mic over there. And that's actually another speaker. So the sound comes out of there. So it's still a stereo sound implementation, but it's not a front stereo sound implementation. Let's find another song to see how loud it can get. Excuse my bad, YouTube. Forward a bit. So that's on full volume. But I absolutely still believe that sounds nice. You know, when we go to turn Dolby Atmos off, I don't know if you can tell the difference now. Turn it back on. There is definitely a noticeable big difference when you switch Dolby Atmos on, and you know what, the sound is absolutely phenomenal. It's beautiful. Video screen quality wise, let's show you a bit of that as well before we go. My bad, I know I kept you guys for quite long. Okay, let's come back out of that. Let's come out of that. Let's go to that. Let's go to my channel. Go into this. I'll start one note, folks, YouTube, all the general population out there. So the screen quality, if you can look, is quite decent. Our loved ones, consuming media, zoom in, look at the full screen on that. It's very, absolutely beautiful. And well, I seem to think so. And that's on 40p, and that's on vivid mode. And consideration of others. So you cannot absolutely go wrong. You know what? I'm telling you, YouTube, consuming media on this phone is an absolute beast. Carrying it around on as a daily drive in your pocket, okay, it is a big phone. You know what, for the 6.7 inch screen, you know, it is quite big, but still compact. I can get away with it in my pocket, and you know what, majority of you guys out there, if you love what you got and you love your gadgets, I'm sure you're going to sacrifice and find a way of how to carry this device on you without having to give it up, even though it is quite big in your pockets. So I mean, I would say yes, you do need big pockets, but you know, it's doable. And if you're willing to sacrifice having a big bulky device in your hand, in your pocket, or you know, your handbag, then must be, for you ladies out there, it's something that you must look at. I know majority of ladies out there are probably iPhone lovers, but there is some Samsung lovers out there as well. And just you general population out there, check out this device. You cannot go wrong. battery level phenomenon, wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, IP68 water and dust resistant. It's got the latest Exynos processor. One gripe I've got is, one more point I want to make out is, I think the Exynos chipset models are not on par as the Snapdragon models, and I think Samsung, if you're listening out there, please make your EU models the Snapdragon versions as well, or at least brush up on your Exynos chipsets and make them on par with Snapdragon, and then we won't have no complaints. Because you're saying you're giving us the same handset and the same experience, but you're not, because US people living in the USA are getting a brilliant experience because they got the Snapdragon variants. People in the EU, especially the UK, are getting the Exynos versions, the variants, and we're not happy because we're not getting the same smooth experience, the same speed. So I've compared this, and I will do the video on this and compare it to a Snapdragon 855 version, and you'll see there'll be a big difference. You've got your volume rocker on the left with your Bixby button, but I've remapped that to give you a power shutdown options menu. You've got nothing on the right. You've got your antenna bands just there. The phone's nicely designed. I love the hardware. I love the flat surface on top. I just love the curves that go around. I love the S Pen. You know, it's a shame you ain't got a speaker grill. You've got another antenna there. Shame you ain't got a headphone jack, sorry. You got another antenna there. So devices and Samsung overall are getting better and better, but you know, I must stress to you guys, if you're thinking of looking at the S20 Ultra, the S20 range in general, before you upgrade, I'd say look at the previous iterations, the previous releases, the S10 range and the Note 10 range as well. You have got some light ranges on the Note 10, and I believe the S10, you've got an S10 Lite as well out there as well. So yep, so go out there and have a look, but do not put this phone at the bottom of the list. Put this at the top of the list first, and then work your way down to the newer, most recent handsets. But if you're one of these who hasn't even got that much money to spend, who just wants a simple phone with the latest, fastest updates, speed is one thing, then I would look at the OnePlus 7 Pro, because that you can probably pick up for about £600 now. I'll put some prices down there, or I'll mention some solid prices and some solid deals in the next video update, which I'll probably do in a week's time or a couple of days time. Yep, what else can I say? The handset is brilliant. It has not let me down up to now. I love the device. I love the manufacturing on it. I love the hardware, the way it's been implemented, and just, you know, absolutely brilliant. One UI 0.2 software, Samsung, you're doing phenomenal. Just keep it up and brush up on it and make it a bit more lighter. Bring more regular software updates, Android software updates. If Google is pushing out a software update, you guys need to get it to us ASAP. So please Samsung, keep that in mind. And all you YouTubers out there, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for being patient. Please stay safe and follow the UK distancing rule. Keep your distance, wash your hands, 20 seconds per hand wash. When you blow your nose, use the tissue, throw it away. Do not touch your nose, mouth and ears, because those are the entry points for this coronavirus. So that's it, YouTube. Thanks for staying with me for another video. I appreciate if you liked the video, hit the like. If you enjoyed the video, hit the subs. It'll be a lot of help. I'll be giving away a lot of giveaways soon. I'm just trying to get things organized. My studio's just getting built as well. So yep, so I should hopefully see you in a couple of days time, or next week Tuesday, but in a week's time. So God bless you, stay safe. This is Jazz on Jazz the Tech Freak TV signing off. See you soon. Bye for now.